I'm envious of the sloth from the Obama nature documentary, moving so slow that moss, you become a small ecosystem for some 80 species of insect.
Yeah, what a chill life, honestly.
All right, we're live.
Why are you doing this to me? Again,
Hello?
Is this an every week thing now?
First of all, welcome to my room, new space, woohoo! Housewarming party, glad you can make it.
We don't really know what the title of this video is going to be. You'll know by the time you see it. But first of all, we need to talk about the fact that we went to the Under the Banner of Heaven premiere last night.
That should probably be the title of the thing.
We went to the Yep. Love it. Put the picture of me with Meredith Marks on the front.
The star of the series.
All I'm going to say is, like, I think we are both blessed by the fact that I was drunk enough to go up to her and to get that photo because... she's a big deal.
I felt like that whole event was an episode from a sitcom for me, but not one of it was like me trying to get to the thing and all these things kept happening to where I didn't even make it to the social part.
Which was the funnest part.
I know.
Although the show is really good. Very, was Lindsay Hansen Park a consultant for the series? That is so cool.
And it shows, like, there was definitely...
Yeah.
The one tell that I was like, not Mormon, was when everyone was praying like this. I was like, there was, like, one guy who was praying. Just a small, tiny detail, but...
Wait, do Mormons not...
They fold their arms, remember?
Wait, I think in England we would pray like that.
This?
Well,
straight?
It would depend. Like, if you're in church, you'd do this, but, like, sometimes you, like, lie on your bed.
Oh, yeah, if you're
like
lying on your bed, yeah, like that. But, like, in public with, everybody just...
That's interesting. How confident are you in that?
That most Mormons...
Yeah.
In my 25 years of experience, that seemed to be the standard for, the Mormon corridor areas that I was
plastic bottle in the shot.
Ugh.
I'm between hydro flasks right now.
Just off of camera, we've got a sea turtle hooked up to an electrocution system.
We've got a captured orangutan.
We're just drenching him in palm oil.
Mining him for palm oil. Oh, God. Oh, by the way, we watched all of Barack Obama's new nature documentary.
Oh, yeah, we did that in just one sitting. I thought we were going to do one episode, and we just went all the way through. That was great.
We watched it at our 420 party, and it was so good.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. No spoilers, but the forest in Japan is a magical place.
Also, Obama drops a new iguana on us that has never been filmed before.
Brand new iguana.
He really got the scoops on nature. Like, there are a lot of things where they were like, this has rarely ever been filmed, or this has never been filmed.
And then there were some where it's like, there are already 12 nature documentaries about this animal, but hey,
it's like every
let's
doc's
do it
got
again.
to do some of them, Everyone's got to do...
We get it. Elephant seals.
It's like if you're an ex-Mormon YouTuber, you've got to do, like, reading hate comments at least one time.
At least once. Yeah. It's a rite of passage for a nature documentarian. And as Obama's first venture into the industry.
Yeah.
I would love to see him as just like a nature a documentarian from now on. He's like, you may remember me from being president, but that's not really my thing anymore. Now I'm an artist.
That was the old me. Yeah, honestly. Also, the documentary is all focused on national parks and how we need to be expanding and protecting national parks more, which is just the best flex on Trump. But also every episode, he's like, the time to act is now. And you're like, okay, tell us what to do. And then he doesn't really, like, say what it is. But then it's like, well... You were kind of in, like, one of the best positions in the world to do something about it. I get, whatever.
Like, we need radical, drastic action, but not bioterrorism. Leave that to the guys with the drones.
God, how good your Obama impression is. Okay, Under the Banner of Heaven, yeah. So the show's really good. Feels very real, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Andrew Garfield is great in it. I guess I wanted to talk in a video. I made a post about this on our community tab, but about the fact that they're showing temple scenes in it. Because I've seen some ex-Mormons be like, I think it's disrespectful, or it makes me uncomfortable. And I guess I just wanted to kind of discuss that as a phenomenon. Like, ex-Mormons still believing that it's disrespectful or uncomfortable for them.
And Mormons too, for sure, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or sacred things. And, Mormons will say, it's sacred, not secret. And it's like, Usually that's a screen to get people to not talk about abuse when it's happening to them, which is literally what the Mormon temple is. Yeah. It's like, started out with a guy known for coercing women into abusive sexual relationships, is personally stripping and bathing and touching, including in the genitals, everybody who's coming through this ceremony. And then after all of that, they put you on the spot in front of your whole family and friends and get you to promise to give your whole life and all you own and all your time and talents to the church without giving you any forewarning of what's going on. Put you on the spot and say, if you don't do this, you're damned forever. And my bowels will be ripped open and my tongue will be ripped out. Like, that's not sacred. That's horrifically violent. And that's exactly what the purpose of this documentary, or excuse me, not documentary, this series is, and what Under the Banner of Heaven did so well, is shows you how an organization, people that can be so wholesome and traditional on the outside can harbor such dark, scary undertones in the pursuit of defending the organization and the people. Mm-hmm. And that's just a dynamic that we can see anywhere. And so for Mormons to think they're just oblivious to it, what they're saying is we don't want to see it. Yeah. Which allows the harmful things to perpetuate.
Yeah, and when you've been taught since birth that it's, it's horrifying for this to be made public, it makes sense why ex-Mormons would still have like a visceral nervous system reaction to that, because you've been wired that way for so long. Mm-hmm. Also, there's a sense of, I don't know if you can relate to this, but as an ex-Mormon, where you kind of don't want never Mormon people seeing that stuff, because you don't want them to know what you were involved in, or it's embarrassing. I think it's embarrassing for Mormons and ex-Mormons. Like,
but they wouldn't call it embarrassment because they're like, people don't understand why it's so special.
Yeah.
Though they probably couldn't articulate it super well either, other than just that this is what God wants.
You wouldn't understand how special my new boyfriend is, and that's why I'm not going to introduce you to him. So you wouldn't get it.
You would not get it. I don't want any pictures taken. I'm not going to comment.
There's no picture that can capture how hot he actually is, so that's a bad one. But yeah, I think it's good to burn sacred cows, though this was still, I feel like the way they do it in the documentary is very...
So far, very tasteful.
To add to the point, yeah, it's the only thing that can be considered disrespectful is just the fact that they're showing it, which is I don't think that people are obliged to uphold the dignity of your religious rituals that began to help a con man, marry a bunch of additional women and coerce teenage girls into marrying him. Like that, I have no respect for the endowment, to be honest. Like I don't walk around looking to upset people who believe that it is special, and I still see other people's feelings as valid, if you know what I'm saying. I try to be respectful in daily life to people, but I do think no one has a responsibility to to uphold the sacred cows of something that they just think is fucked up.
Especially when those are related to particularly harmful behaviors.
Yeah, because originally it was it was just men at first, right, that could get their endowment. Mm-hmm. And that was kind of part of getting into the secret polygamy club.
I don't remember if that's true or not.
That was true. But either way, it was very linked to keeping polygamy a secret.
Yes, to initiating people into polygamy.
AKA, which it's impossible to think about polygamy without the central theme being the fact that teenage girls are coerced into marrying old men.
Mm-hmm. Just one more thing. A line that stuck out from the show was this religion breeds dangerous people.
Yeah,
and I
loved that too.
We've got Murder Among the Mormons, the Mark Hoffman story. There's this one, a few others that have come out here and there about violence in Mormonism, but it's only the tip of the iceberg. Mm-hmm. When I was really getting into Mormon history, there's been so many fundamentalists, self-proclaimed prophets and things, just doing weird shit and literally killing people, killing themselves, encouraging people to kill themselves. There's so much of that weird stuff here in the valley.
Yeah, the mainstream LDS church always tries to distance itself from it by being they're bad people because they're interpreting the words of God wrong.
No, they're the ones who are interpreting it literally.
I know. First of all, most of them aren't interpreting it wrong, but also, you as leaders of this religious organization, as the prophet or as God or whoever, should know that the systems that you set up there's always going to be a percentage of people in a system who are like, who lean towards schizophrenia or like various psychoses. There's going to be a percentage of people who are born as psychopaths, or, you know, who are just going to be psychopaths and they're not going to have empathy. So I feel our systems need to be set up in a way that those people can't cause much, you know, to minimize the harm those people can do. But it's like everything in Mormonism is so geared towards like neuroses and, you know, magical thinking, that anytime you have anyone with like a mental predisposition to, you know, being more magical in their thinking, it's just a recipe for disaster. And also the fact that, I mean, we just did in our Book of Mormon video, like, it's so clear that the only way at the end of the day that you can maintain belief in Mormonism in the modern age with so much evidence available is by believing that God deliberately took evidence away, and then also that God is testing our faith through things being so convoluted and confusing. So it's like, how is a system like that going to be good, considering that a percentage of people are going to be psychopaths, whatever?
And I think the system encourages narcissism, particularly male narcissism. Like, you've been conditioned literally to associate your thoughts with the will of God. Like, that is so scary. And yet we see it all the time, leading to people who think they're God's gift to earth and God's spokesman, because, again, what I say is what God wants, and I have the priesthood, and I have the keys, so I can do whatever I want. And everyone's like, bow your head and say, yeah, sure. Like,
it's just spiritual traditions that are more, aka Buddhism, but others too, that are more about like giving less weight to your thoughts, are just so much better. Like, what we all need to be doing is breaking the delusion that our thoughts are reality, and Mormonism only encourages it more. So it's a way that humans are kind of already also dysfunctional because we buy into our thoughts so completely. Mormonism is like that on steroids.
And in another part in the show where you know, because some people are saying, well, this is a fundamentalist offshoot, and they're trying to make it seem like all Mormons believe and behave like this. And I didn't get that vibe at all. Like, obviously there's some association, but again, it's that there's like an interrogation scene between the main detective, Andrew Garfield, and the main suspect, whose wife and children have been killed, and the guy whose wife was killed says, like, you may not know your church or believe in Mormonism as truly as you think you do, because it's that you know, everyone thinks everybody else is a cafeteria Mormon. They just pick and choose what they want to believe in, what they want to adhere to. And the reality is that everybody picks and chooses what they want to adhere to. They're very literal when they want to be, and then super abstract and metaphorical when it serves them.
And usually increasingly abstract over time as more and more stuff comes out that shows that the truth claims they believe in are crap.
And in the beginning, they were very literal and very straightforward when they're talking, you know, the violence was certainly very real. And so he just makes a very compelling point that it's like, if you literally believe this, then you have to accept the implications. If you want to believe that Brigham Young was literally a prophet, believe Brigham Young is literally a prophet, then you have to accept what he taught as literally true. And like, it's just, they want the cake and to eat it too, or to not have the cake and not eat it and say that you are the only one eating it.
They want to have the tiramisu, but have it turn out to be cannoli, so they didn't follow through on the sin as bad as, you know.
Wow.
Patreon.com. Join us. The inside jokes are
out of this world.
You'll blow your mind.
What was your favorite part of the premiere?
Well, of the show.
Of the whole event.
Well,
was it walking down the red carpet? Was it seeing the delighted faces? Andrew's little face light up as everybody cheered for him.
Andrew's little serious actor face. My favorite thing about the whole thing was just drinking wine and seeing famous people before. You know, that's always nice.
Famous local celebs.
Micro niche celebs. Micro niche celebs. Would love to be one someday. So yeah.
Did I tell you that Andrew Garfield and I made eye contact?
What?
He came in right as I was leaving.
Bitch.
And I kind of did that thing, and he like saw me and then like looked away real quick, like I can't mingle, and I was like, you can't mingle.
We get it, we know.
I was like, I won't even look at you if that helps.
I'll erase what just happened in my mind, honestly.
I'm gonna go kill myself.
You're gonna get cancelled for that.
I know. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go unalive myself.
Yeah, that's how you said. That's the Twitter version. Again, I showed up late like a fool and then left just in time to disappoint Andrew.
And that's on us getting invited to a premiere. Please invite us again.
I promise we'll do better next time.
Yep, that's great. The end.
Right, welcome, love you,
if you
bye.
want to support the channel, please support us on Patreon. It's also really fun because you get bonus videos. I hate my online personality.
I hate my normal personality.
You don't, but I do hate my normal personality.
Okay, if you hate your personality, let us know in the comments,
or let us
know which one you hate more of us.
Which of our 4 personalities seem the worst to you?
Okay, bye.
Bye.